Okay, welcome to our workshop, How to Teach English for Science and Technology. Thank you for being here. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you Teacher Daniel Jimenez, and I will tell you a little bit about Ingeniero Daniel Isaac Jimenez Escobedo. Daniel Jimenez works for the academic department at Instituto Mexicano Norteamericano de Relaciones Culturales de Nuevo León. And being science his favorite subject, he found his true vocation as a teacher once he started teaching English while studying his major in chemistry. He's worked as a bilingual science teacher at Instituto Irlandés de Monterrey and bilingual high school CIDEP at Universidad Autónoma de Nuevo León. He has also worked for the Border Environment Cooperation Commission as liaison between Environmental Protection Agency and Semanat. He's an active promoter of science, co-founder of Mr. Ciencia, an education company which promotes science for kids. Currently developing a STEM program for public and private schools in Nuevo León, and I am going to ask you to give him a warm applause and welcome.
Well, first of all, thank you for being here today. It's a great honor for me being here and trying to share some of the activities that might be useful for you when it comes to teaching English for science and technology, or teaching English for what it is, STEM, what we call STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. Okay, so. Sometimes when we're teaching English as a foreign language, we face the challenge that sometimes we need to train people for specific purposes. Okay, so today we're going to try to achieve this challenge and try to see the way we can teach in a better way science and technology for English learners. Okay, so but before I continue, I would like to know a little bit about yourself. Is there anyone here who, besides teaching English as a second language, works in some kind of program related to science or with, I don't know, primary schools or something? Anyone here?
I was a science teacher.
You were a science teacher? Okay, very good. So, what's the first thing that you need to face when you're teaching a subject that is related only for the language, but it's not related for the subject itself? For example, if you have to teach little kids, let's suppose that you study English, then you become an English teacher, and then you become a permanent teacher in a primary school, and then they tell you that you need to teach the subject science. Okay, so what will be the approach that you need to do for that subject? Okay, some of those things are the ones that we're going to try to figure out today. Okay, very good. So when we speak about science, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What's science for?
Making experiments.
Making experiments. Okay, very good. Anyone else? What is science? Sorry? Nature. Okay, very good. Any other thing? Science?
Investigation.
Chemistry.
Investigation.
Investigation. Physics. Okay, very good. So we start dealing with several subjects which are related to science. Okay, so science, it's the branch that. Sorry.
Biology.
Biology. Okay.
Actually, I don't know, but some of this is science.
Okay, and what do these subjects, what do they have in common?
Theory, and theory.
Theory, and theory. Okay, sometimes, but it shouldn't be that way, right?
Right.
It should be more like trial and error or experiments and everything, because the scientific method is about that, like trying new things, like experimentation, and you start making questions. You start making questions to yourself, and those questions are, for example, when you wonder how things happen in our universe. Okay, for example, you say, okay, it's raining. What's the reason for this natural phenomenon? Okay, what is it? Why is it happening? So you start making questions to yourself, and you say, okay, I don't really know what's happening, but I'm gonna start making what? A guess. How do we call that guess? Hypothesis. Very good. And what is a hypothesis? It's
An idea or
Assumption.
a proposal.
an idea, an assumption, okay, of what you think that is happening and why it is happening. Okay? Very, very good. Okay, so in order to prove that hypothesis, you're gonna need what? You're gonna need to prove that. How? With experimentation. Experimentation. Okay, so it's all about, it has a little bit of theory, but also a little bit of practice. Okay? I would say more practice than theory. It should be that way. Okay, very good. So, I want to start with you. I want to start with you by, we're going to work in groups. How many students? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay, so why don't we make 4, let's make 5 teams. 5 teams, and let's do that with, well, we can make 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 teams. 3 of them with 3 members and 2 of them with 2 members, okay? So I'm gonna hand you some information. Can you gather with someone you wanna work or that you maybe you know, please?
I don't know you, but it's anywhere.
So a lot of faces today. Some familiar faces from the last seminar.
3 and 3.
Do we have people like teachers from some other states? Yes, we do, right? Yes. Chihuahua. Okay, very good. Guerrero. And I remember you from the last seminar.
Last year.
Yeah, we met at the library. Do you remember? We were having lunch that day. Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Well, welcome everyone. A little bit hot today, right? That's fine. Okay. Okay, so we have a team here. Yes. Another team here. Okay, another team here. You 3 guys are together. Yes. You girls. Please, thank you. Okay, now, what we're gonna do right now, without previous explanation, I'm not gonna give you any previous explanation. That's the point, okay? Because I want you to get the context, okay? So, and I want you to start thinking of what we're gonna speak, okay? What will be the topic? Okay, so what you have right there is a folder with some information. You have some definitions, right? And then you have some concepts here. For example, we have thermal energy. Can you see this?
Yes.
This is thermal energy. And then you have some definitions right there, okay? I'm not going to provide you with any information, okay, about this. I want you to start thinking what the topic will be about, okay? So what I want you to do is to match the concept with the title, okay? Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to do that activity, okay? So try to do it as quick as possible.
So we have to match the definition with the title.
Yes, definition with the title.
Each one of the whole thing.
Yes.
Maybe this one goes to this one.
Definition with the title, okay? So I didn't give you any information intentionally, so you can guess. You start guessing what this is about.
The energy stored on a chemical bond is stored by a chemical reaction. Chemical energy.
Would that be potential energy or kinetic?
Let's see how much you remember from junior high and high school and all that.
Energy stored. That would be potential energy. That is energy resource derived from organic matter. Biomass energy.
Energy of the
And we also have electrical and chemical. Organic has to do with biomass. I think bio.
I have this one.
Okay, so this one is
Energy
done.
stored by
And this one is done. I have an energy stored on the chemical bonds of molecules that are released.
Electromagnetic, ¿puede hacer esto?
Energy that can be used to work,
Maybe.
some of them
Did I say that this one I am?
Electrical, electromagnetic, light
Thermal
energy.
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 Thermal energy
Also called electromagnetic.
with heat.
Yeah.
Energy that is made from sources that can be
Energy
renewable.
stored by
Renewable
an
energy.
as a result of
Okay, exists when charged particles attract
Energy, I just say
molecules.
Feel like you
these ones? Particles?
The atom.
Heat energy.
Okay, we have lots. Energy from sources that are used faster than they can be created.
Take your time, take your time, okay?
Also called electromagnetic energy. Electrical, there's kinetic and electrical. Electrical energy, electromagnetic. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. What about this one says nucleus. I think this is nucleus.
How's it going? Good?
Energy of motion is kinetic energy.
Bio.
I cannot, we don't have one.
Maybe just
You think you have one? There's one missing?
Yeah.
What about light energy?
Might be. Might still help.
Also called electromagnetic.
Expect the unexpected.
Maybe some of them, they don't have.
I think we finished.
You're done? Okay, very good. Let's just give your classmates one more minute. So.
We tried to do it. I think I forgot about this too.
If the science teacher tried, we did a
Yeah,
really good
so-
job, I think.
So, how did it go? Fine? Yeah, almost done?
It was rough.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Come on.
Biomass from living.
I think we have.
You're cheating, you're cheating.
Let me use my cell phone.
No. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, so let's see how.
I want to tell you one because I'm sure.
You want to tell me the one that you're sure about, okay? Okay, very good. So let's check out some of the concepts. But before we check the concepts, what exactly are we doing here with this activity? What do you think that you're doing right now?
Accessing prior knowledge.
Exactly. Okay, very. Even though you didn't have a clue of what the topic is going to be. Now, have you got an idea now what the topic will be?
Yeah.
Something about energy.
Types of energy.
Okay, types of energy, something about energy, but it's all related to energy. As a matter of fact, the topic will be energy. Okay, very, very good then. So, who wants to tell me one of the, you said,
Renewable energy is energy that is made from sources that can be regenerated.
Okay, very good.
Isn't it?
That was an easy one. Yes, okay.
Do you agree with
Very,
that?
very good.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Energy, the ability to do work.
Energy, the ability to do work. Okay, okay. Who else?
Okay?
Ability.
Are they okay?
Yeah, so far,
Yay!
okay. So, who else wants to participate? Don't worry if you make a mistake. This is like, for some of you, it's not a brand new topic for you because you were, maybe you were working with this when you were in, I don't know, high school or junior high, and maybe you're a little rusty now, but don't worry. I mean, it's a topic that it's for you to be like new. Okay, so don't worry about that if you make a mistake. What do you think? So,
I want to say another.
okay, sure, go ahead, shoot.
Nuclear energy,
Uh-huh.
energy found inside the nucleus of atoms.
Very good. Listen to that. Listen to that. Okay, I want you to pay attention to that definition. Again, please, Vero.
Nuclear energy, energy found inside the nucleus of atoms.
Can you see how a lot of exactly how a lot of the words in science are related, and you're not only learning science, but you're also getting more vocabulary, more lexis, etc. Okay, so it's yes, the nuclear energy. Someone else, but better, yes.
Chemical energy, the energy is stored on the chemical bonds of molecules that is released during a chemical reaction.
Okay, very good. Chemical energy. Okay, chemical energy, the one that is released. Very, very, very good, sir.
Audible energy that is released when you talk, play musical instrument, or slam a door.
Very
Sounds
good.
Energy.
Very good. And now you start to see something. Some of the words that you see are similar to Spanish, right? Like the one that he just said. Well, it's not that they are similar to Spanish, but they are similar to the root, okay, of science, which there are two languages which were very used for science. Do you remember which?
Latin.
Latin and Greek. Yes, Latin and Greek. Okay, very, very good. So you start to see words that are familiar to you. And sometimes maybe you don't need to be a scientist, you don't need to be an engineer, you don't need to be, but you got the idea because you saw the title, right? Valuable energy. So okay, it makes sense. Okay, very context. Okay. Now who else? Yes.
Non-renewable energy.
Okay.
Energy from sources that are used faster than they can be created.
Exactly. Which that sounds kind of logical, right? You don't need, again, you don't need to be an expert. Okay. It's just like it's very logical. Okay. Someone else, please. Girls, right here. Let's.
Electrical energy
Electrical energy. Okay. What about that one?
exists when charged particles attract or repel each other.
Very good. So, what are we getting here? It's the context, you're getting new vocabulary, okay? And you're learning English related to science, okay? What else? What else? What about here? Anyone else?
Biomass energy.
Okay, okay then.
An energy resource derived from organic matter.
What makes you think that's the right definition?
I don't know.
How did, okay, you don't know, but yes,
She told me.
No, but I mean, but you know, take a look at it says biomass energy. You know, somehow, you know, or you remember that bio means
Some kind of organic.
something that is alive, okay? Something organic, okay? And mass, okay? So you start to make the connections, okay? You connect the dots, okay? Yes.
Thermal energy from
Thermal energy?
heat energy produced when the molecules of a substance vibrate.
Thermal energy. Now you say heat.
Heat.
Heat and thermal. So you say they're never. I mean, if you see these two words, but they don't look alike. I mean, it's like you see one, you see the other, they're totally different. But how do you know that they're related to that? To hot, heat. How?
Thermometer.
Okay, very good. So and then you start to see that there are a lot of words that we use and sometimes English is needed for science, but we need the Latin and the Greek roots. Okay. The last one more, please. Who wants? Yes?
Kinetic energy, the energy of motion, for example, a spinning top, a falling object, and a rolling ball, all have kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy. How do you get to that definition? I mean, how?
Because we have it.
But you said kinetic,
Kinetic movement, motion.
kinesthetic, right?
Yeah.
Kinesthetic movement, okay? Xbox, kinetic, okay, right? And all that, okay? So it's all related, okay? All the words are related. Now, you don't need to be an expert, one more time, but you get new vocabulary about science, okay? So, and that's very, very important, okay? So, as you can see, English for science and technology has to be based in the roots of the words that you're gonna be using, okay? And that will take us, you can go back to your, or you can stay like that if you want. Now, how many different types of English branches or subdivisions do you know? Like how many different types of divisions for English? For example, we know that English as foreign language is one. Okay, it's like it could be like the basic, and then
Native language, no?
active language, native language. Oh, okay, could be one. Another.
Foreign second language.
For example, when they tell you, for example, you know what? You're gonna go and you're gonna start a new class. You're going to CEMEX. Ah, yeah. What kind of class is that? That's a business class. Okay, so what kind of English is that? English for business. And then what did